Alright, homies, we are doing the stuff in the things. Now that we know how to factor, we also need to see how this is applied in the real world. Don't know why I got real Russian there for a second. So, let's see applications of this. I'm going to do a couple examples. I'm sorry, there's going to be a decent amount of writing in here. We gonna be okay. We gonna be alright. Alright, the area of an amusement park. Oh no!
Ms. Holden, could you please
We've been
come to the
interrupted.
AP office? We have someone wanting to pick up a phone.
Pick
Thank
up
you.
a phone. Whose phone got taken up by Miss Holden? Is that one of you kids? Tisk tisk. LOL, on a phone right now. The area of an amusement park is x squared minus 3x minus 28. Oh my goodness.
Students, we have two IDs in the AP office.
Who lost their
If
ID
you lost
now?
yours, please stop by the AP office.
Bruh. Brank. I want you to find the dimensions. Now, this is a word you have seen several times, but it keeps plaguing us. Dimensions, it's just the length and the width. Dimensions are just the length and the width. So if this is the area, I want the length and width. In other words, I want to know what two things multiply to get this area. Because remember, area is equal to length times width. So I want to work backwards from my area into my dimensions. Well, the way I do that, if I'm given x squared, I'm going to hurt somebody.
Ramirez, please report to the AP office. Malkin Ramirez.
I'm going to slap somebody in the mouth. I want the factors. I want the two things that multiply to give this. Well, I'm going to factor this, the skill that we have been working on. Great. So if I'm looking at this, this looks like a trinomial with no a number up front. So I'm thinking I can do this pretty easily. I want the factors of negative 28 that combine to give negative 3. Well, remember you can go in your calculator if you totally don't want to do your mental math. Remember y equals negative 28 divided by x. Negative 28 looks like I got 1, negative 28, 2, negative 14. Don't think 3 will go in there. I think 4 and negative 7. And wait, let's stop. 4 and negative 7. Looks like if I combine those, 4 minus 7, or 4 plus a negative 7, would give me a negative 3. So boom. Pretty easy. Again, I want you to take the fastest way possible. So that means my factors are going to be x plus 4 and x minus 7. Boom. Super easy, straight to the point. I love it. This is the length, this is the width. Now I don't know which one is which. That's totally fine for right now. We're just finding length and width. Alright, let's look at another one. I know the foundation of a new building is 6x squared plus 10x minus 11. So this is the foundation. So I got some building. Doop doop. Doop doop doop. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop. And the bottom of it, that's what the foundation is this big. I want to find the dimensions, there's that word again, of the building. Again, dimensions, finding the length and the width. I want the length and the width of this building. Well, if I know this building is some sort of rectangular square building, like most buildings are, I want to find the length and the width. I want the two things that multiply to give that area. Well, I know that this is my area, and it's a trinomial, so I think I need to factor it. This is a trinomial with an a value that is not 1. So I'm going to go to my factoring by grouping. Factoring by grouping, again, the easiest method. Factoring by grouping, remember I take 6 times negative 11, my a value, times my c value. Again, not the letter, just the number. 6 times negative 11 gives me negative 66. Alright, well, I can find the factors. It's a long F. Factors. Fire truck. Negative 66. Things that multiply give negative 66. We're getting into bigger numbers where Mr. Veenstra really doesn't want to think. So I'm going to go to my calculator again. Type in negative 66 divided by x so I can get all the things. And really, if I want to, I can just scroll around and look at my calculator. Oh my.
Attention, Ram Nation, this interruption. As we start starting our second 9-week grading period, we just want to put out some reminders. Teachers, as students are leaving tutorials, remember to please send them with a pass. Students, when you get that pass, you have 6 minutes to make your way to overflow in the 2400 hallway. If you do not get there in time, you will not remain. You will not be given a late bus pass. Once again, as you leave tutorials, you must get a pass from a teacher and report to overflow. Our dinner program does begin at about 4 o'clock, and then you can head on out to late buses.
Make like a baby and head on out.
Everybody's cooperation at this time. The hallway should be clear. You should be in tutorials, athletics, club meetings, or you need to exit the building at this time. Thank you.
I think I'm dead. Sorry, I got bored and played with my little skull up front. Spoopy. What I was saying, so I can just go to my table and let's start adding things together. Because I know these are the things that multiply. 2 and negative 32. No way I'm getting my middle term B, 10. 6 and 11. No. 6 and 11. No. Ooh. 22 and negative 3. I'm thinking that maybe this is not factorable. There are no factors that combine to give me a positive 10 in the middle. So, not factorable. Cannot factor it. Sad face. We will be dealing with problems like these later. Later. Alright, let's do one more application. This one's going to get a little weird, folks. The product, let me write an example. The product of a number and 12 more than that number is negative 35. Let's set up this situation. Let's see what happens with it. Alright. Woof. There's some things in here. The product. Product. What is product? Well, that's the answer when I'm multiplying two things. Multiplication. Of a number. Well, do I know what the number is? I have no idea, so let's call that number x. The product means I multiply, so the number x, 12 more than that number. Well, 12 more than means I take that number and I add 12 to it. I know the product of this number and 12 more than the number is going to be equal to negative 35. Oh, well, this doesn't look that bad. Looks like I could distribute this x here and here. X times x will give me x squared. X times 12 will give me plus 12x is equal to 35, or negative 35. Now this is looking closer and closer, like maybe I could factor it. Let's move this 35 to the opposite side. We're going to add 35, add 35. So I get x squared plus 12x plus 35 is equal to 0. Oh, this is the first time we've seen an equal to 0 pop up. Should have made it dissonant. Thinking man. We will talk about what this equals to 0 means when I get back on Monday. For now, let's just worry about this. I'm thinking maybe I could factor this because I have x squared plus 12x plus 35. That's a standard form. It's an a value of 1, so I should be able to use my quick handy-dandy trick. X times x is x squared. Now I want the factors of 35 that combine to give me 12. Well, I have 1 and 35. What about 7 and 5? 7 times 5 is 35. Yet 7 plus 5, I'm thinking that one, bing, 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 that one will totally work. So I have x plus 7 is, or x plus 7 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. And those are my two factors. Dope. Alright, applications are done. We will get some practice later. Deuces.